Good morning.
Oh, there we go.
Good morning. No, this is not Chief Lee. This is Chief Moss from the Sunny Isles Beach Police Department.
Chief.
And yes, we are in Sunny Isles.
Okay, well, what's the situation, Chief Moss, in Sunny Isles?
Well, we've noticed a tremendous difference since overnight. We've been here around the clock for the last 2 days. Around 4 o'clock this morning, a heavy squall moved through. Prior to that, we were getting them intermittently, about every 20 to 30 minutes. But since 4 o'clock this morning, it has been just one continuous squall, it seems, where the wind speeds are the highest that they have been. And it's been pretty, we're not experiencing the break in the bands that we were over the last 24 hours.
Have you received a number?
A constant stream.
And Chief, have you received a number of calls, 911 calls? Are you responding to them? I know we've spoken to a number of police officials throughout the morning and yesterday saying as soon as they reach a certain point, they are not going to be going outside.
That is correct. Pretty much all first responders, law enforcement, and fire are under the same guidelines. Once it reaches better than tropical force winds and it's not safe for the officers or fire department to respond, we hunker down and we stay until such time as we either get a break in the bands or the storm passes enough to where we go out and start to do a recovery. The good thing is that, and I really believe that this has had a lot to do with the media information that has been put out there. It's pretty much like a ghost town. There is absolutely zero pedestrian or vehicular traffic, which is a good thing because those are the things that cause the emergencies that force the police and fire to make a decision on how to respond to, and we are not getting that.
Well, that's good to hear. Chief, what does concern you right now? What is your biggest fear right now?
Well, mostly at this point, the speeds are so great that trees are coming down, debris from different locations, fences will come off, signs, shutters that are at construction sites, anything will be flying debris that could cause to go through a window or things like that. We did have one police car when we were out earlier this evening that was struck. The officer was very lucky. It hit just above the passenger window on the roof and took the light bar and the antenna off of his vehicle. Fortunately, it was only inches away from going through the passenger window, and this was not near as bad as the conditions are now, so we kind of dodged a bullet on that one.
All right, and Chief, what's going to be done afterwards when Irma does finally pass through?
When it passes through and it's safe for the officers to go out, the first thing that we do is lock down our city, as most cities do. We are a barrier island, and the only, first of all, there'll be a determination from the fire department as to when it is safe or even for us to first go out. Then following us, it will be other first responders and people like with the building department and so forth. But the only people that will be let in are those who are authorized to come into the city. The city will be in a lockdown similar as we did during Wilma. That's to keep anybody that has no business or no interest to come into the city to prevent any further problems. And it's also a safety measure. I will say that the evacuation of our city has been extremely of high percentage, so it'll be a lot easier for us to maintain that control.
So, Chief, you're confident that the folks who live in those nice condos you have on the water there in Sunny Isles have evacuated?
Yes, we actually did prior to the storm, about 36 hours before. We did a building-to-building contact by the police department. We contacted either board presidents or condo managers, and we actually got a percentage of those that left, which is extremely high. And we also asked them to maintain or provide to us a list for those who either refuse to leave. The purpose of this is so that after the storm, when loved ones that live maybe up north and in other areas call the police department to do a locate and notify because communications are broken down and they can't reach their loved ones, we at least have a list of where they either evacuated to or the fact that they chose to stay. So at least we can give them some basic information, and then of course we will go and check on the individuals themselves.
You think most of those residents went to homes of friends or relatives or evacuation centers? Any idea?
It was a combination of things. Many of them headed upstate. I know that a number of Floridians, as you've reported, have gone to Georgia and states outside of that. Some have gone to northern Florida from Tallahassee to Gainesville. A lot of people went to Orlando. Some of them went to the West Coast, and they've called in and said
Wasn't
they
such a
feel
good
that they've
idea.
made a mistake, right?
Yeah.
Which is they made the bad call.
Yeah. All right, Sunny Isles Police Chief Fred Moss, we appreciate you calling in and spending some time with us, clearing up some of those questions we had. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Right,
Chief.
our pleasure, and the whole community's in this together. We thank you for what you do as well, and let's keep everybody safe.
Thanks,
Thank you
Chief.
so
Yeah.
much, Chief. Appreciate it.